Hi, today we're going to be doing a close analysis on one of the scenes in the film, Edward Young's A Brighter Summer Day. This is going to be a big spoiler if you haven't already watched the film yet, so make sure you watch the film first before watching this close analysis. Let me start by cataloging the scene, followed by playing the scene that I will be analyzing.
你的意思是要帮助我来改变我，是不是？你怎么跟别人一样啊？看错你了，你原来跟那些人都一样，对我好就是想要跟我交换我对你的感情，这样你就安心了，是不是？你太自私了。要改变我，我就跟这个世界一样，这个世界是不会变的。你以为你是谁啊？
没有出息啊你！不要脸，没有出息啊！小明，站起来啊！快点站起来啊！用力站起来啊！你不会死的，相信我。快点嘛，快点站起来啊！你可以办得到啊！快点站起来啊！站起来啊！
The next thing we're going to talk about is how Young uses film shots to tell a story. We see Young changes his shot from medium close-up to close-up immediately when Se stabs Ming. He does this to emphasize the stabbing of Ming. He wants us to see the expressions of Ming. Ming is shocked, Ming is pain, and at the same time, it's put a quick stop into her words. An important part of the theme of the film is that people who speak wrongly are quickly silenced, such as when Se's father talks to the secret police. He is very careful to what he says. He could be quickly sent to jail if he says the wrong thing. Here, Ming is a representation of what happens if one says the wrong thing. The repercussions come swift, but there is nothing no one can do about it. And the whole time, the initial shock would be nothing like the pain that would eventually lead to one's death when one cannot take it anymore. On the first watch, it might be confusing as to what Ming means when she says, "You are so selfish." First, we have to understand Ming's condition. She switches about so quickly according to her own needs. Because of family conditions, she needs someone like Honey who is his own man and can take care of her. And she had thought Se was that kind of guy too, as in earlier scenes, she said, "He is like Honey." However, here when Se says, "Only I can help you," she explodes, because it shows Se only wants her for himself, and only himself. Ming's speech is a response and a symbolism of the people in Taiwan during those times. The people are freed from the Japanese rule, but only to be put under a nationalist rule. Nobody actually asks the masses if this is what they want. The people are simply forced to make changes that they did not ask for. Next, we are going to talk about Young's usage of the prop, the sword, which is also known in Japanese as the tanto, and the symbolism of the tanto. The last full line that Ming says to Se is that this world will never change. Se's last hope in something he believes in, which is Ming, represents the belief he has for this world. Ming telling him that this world will never change causes Se to give up any light or hope in finding a way. His only option left is his new tool, violence, which is represented by the tanto. Se stabs the tanto into Ming, bringing Ming as close to him as he wants, creating the need for Ming to need him. The tanto here has a few symbols of what happens throughout the movie. It's a representation of them. The first symbol is of the former Japanese colonization. Even though the Japanese have left, what they have done will remain and haunt the people of Taiwan and their generations to come. The second symbol is for love and change. We know from Cat that the tanto is supposedly a woman's sword that is used to commit suicide for love. In an attempt to bring about change, Se forces Ming to commit suicide to her old past, which he believes that she does not have the courage to do so. The last symbol is violence used wrongly will always result in a dire outcome. In the hands of Se, one who does not fully comprehend how to use a knife, he yells his newfound violence and releases his anger into Ming, while shouting that she has no hope to change. On the surface, Se thinks that he is helping Ming, quickly loses sight of what he wants to do. This is shown as he stabs her repeatedly, taking out the knife each time, letting Ming's blood vessels to be severely damaged. And when the blood flows into the space left from the knife, Ming quickly bleeds to her death. The tanto Yang shows us is a vehicle of improper change. It reveals that the kids are all a byproduct of their society, designed to fail without them knowing. They use tools at their disposal, such as the tanto or gang violence, to change the world because they are available to them, but only to realize later that they do not truly understand the power that they yield. This characteristic can also be seen in other characters, such as Shantong or Honey, who also digs their own downfall. Now, we are going to talk about the mise-en-scene of the last scene. The mise-en-scene here shows many important details. Se, who previously wore his torchlight on his pants, swapped his torchlight for a tanto. As he falls deeper into the hole that he dug for himself, he starts to lose hope to an eventual complete loss. We can see that happening in the background as we see the light bulbs lighting up the stalls, but as Se goes down to check on Ming, he turns his back to the light. The light is used as a representation of his initial hope in believing that he is able to shape his own destiny through his own means. But now, Se has completely abandoned the hope he had once had. The next mise-en-scene I want to point out is almost jumping out at us. The blood on Se. The sharp color contrast of the red blood is all over Se's white clothes. The white here is the outfit of most men and boys at the point in time. The white itself is to represent the uniform of the masses, and Se embraced violence, went against the norm, quickly tainted the color of contrast, red, on his shirt, signifying himself as an outcast of society. The last mise-en-scene here is Yang's usage of the long shot to place emphasis on the background. We see that many people in the background clearly walk past Se and his killing of Ming, but they simply do not stop, such as the woman in the blue dress who just keeps walking. This is also to represent the societal values at that point in time. Taiwan was under harsh rule by the nationalist government, and if it can be helped, people do not wish to stand up for others. They only would care for themselves. We see many onlookers looking at Se and Ming, still maintaining quite a far distance from them, not wanting to get too close. If Ming had even had a shot of surviving, the willingness and slowness of the public to react will ensure that Ming dies. We want to tie these three things to the overall message of the film. Everyone in the film tries to adjust and understand their surroundings. However, they are still in a confused state. Such as Se's father, who changes his hard-headed personality to continue to support his family, or Cat, who relies on not even understanding English, but is still inspired by Elvis music. Everyone wants to have a brighter day, but at the end of the day, the society is still a suspicious and individualistic one.